Flashbacks.
Told you I'm doing it now.
Oh, just in time. Oh, think I'm on. Yes, there's Chinny's face right there. Look at you, you big, ugly, creepy weirdo. Hello, peoples. So, take two from yesterday evening. Obviously, there was some technical issues afoot. Seems to be a bit better tonight. So, hello there. Thank you very much, thank you. None of that shite. So how are we? As I say, I'm not going to give it too much of an intro this evening. I'll just sum up yesterday. Obviously, you know, here I deny the globe, and for very good reason. The globe is a misunderstood tool for navigation. It is not a three-dimensional, tangible object. It is an absurdity to claim so, and an insult to real physics. Anybody who's interested in, you know, pursuing an understanding of the physical reality that we all share, it is a total and utter lunacy and insult to any sceptical, honest, discerning mind. If you would ever like to have a discussion with me about what I have just stated, by all means you can have that discussion. I am not interested in religious zealot type people who were born into this globular cult, coming at me with the same old tired rhetoric and gibberish about optical phenomena and mathematical sophistry. I ain't interested in it whatsoever. I am a man of practicality. I accept any aspect of my reality, regardless of what anybody wants to believe about it. Me as a man requires practical reference for any claim that any other human being or non-human being is going to make to me about reality and the substances therein. So, in my investigations, remember, I was born as a cult member, believing and assuming blindly that the globular earth concept was a reality. When I investigated that properly with a discerning mind, I could no longer maintain the belief in it. I do not know the full dimensions of the earth. The earth is demonstrably level. When I used the term flat, it was because it was trending at a time and I knew that people would click on the videos. When I say flat earth or level earth, I do not mean a fucking pancake floating in the vacuum of space. The earth is some sort of containment, bowl-shaped, with high points, low points. Okay, it has undulations in its topography. As a whole, in general, it is level. And it's understood so because of the substance known as water. Okay, so again, I'm not going to get too much into any of the fine details of the globular earth claim. I will be revisiting all aspects of the globular earth claim and ironing them out with a fine tooth comb in the coming future. So this evening I'm opening up because there was a few people who wanted to have discussions. I was talking last night about the reaction of the populace in regards to corona rubbish, the sniffles, and how for me it's another glaring insight into the bewildered state of the weak-minded who want to be victims, who want to shirk responsibility for their own being, their own discernment, and hand it over to authoritative figures. Charlatans. People who must be charlatans, who would step in and fulfil that position. And we're seeing it ever more so, increasingly every day. Now we're talking about the military arriving in Scotland and going to be, coming into Glasgow Airport probably this evening. All because people are too stupid to have an attitude of fuck you. Nobody is my father figure. Nobody has any authority over me unless I give them it. So that's kind of where I was last night, with a few more fuck yous and a bit of a bad mood, bad attitude. I'm in a different place this evening. I'm back to more jovial, rippy the pish type attitude this evening, because just like the earth, I go up and I go down, and I go up and I go down. But on a whole, I'm pretty levelled, just like the earth. I find that equilibrium, that level line. No curve level. No curve level. Level. So I hope you're all well. Hopefully some of you want to join me and have a wee chat, since we're all apparently isolated and locked down because the government said so. Stay in your house. Stand 2 metres away from each other. What a bunch of fucking retards. Keep your distance. Don't come near me. I'm so victimy. My victimhood cannot take it if you come anywhere near me. And I want to spew it onto all my family and make a big drama. Oh, it's a big drama. Oh, it's going to happen. The world's full of drama queens. They fucking love a good old drama. I don't. I cannot be fucked with weak-minded, weak emotions. Okay? Anyhow, where are we? I'm looking fresh. Couldn't find my number one for my clipper. I got hold of one earlier. I was looking a wee bit like Ur Willie, or like a fucking microphone. I'm pleased to be back to myself. Accentuates the arse crack on my face, don't you think? Yeah, that's enough of me trying to be a funny guy and all that stuff. How are you? Bob Wing, so Dale, you didn't answer as you were scared. If your kids had a burst appendix, would you take them to the hospital or treat with natural remedies? Bob Wing, if you paid attention last night, that's exactly what I referred to. Maybe your intellect's not that great that you don't understand comedy. Right? When I pointed out that, the medical industry are supposed to be mechanics. So if there's a mechanical failure, the medical industry is there to support mechanical failure. Just like if you came to me with a mechanical failure in your car, I would resolve the issue. But at no point would you bring your failed mechanical issue to me and I would get out my little pot and my fucking wand and put some potions in it and mix it up and throw it over your car or pour it into bits hoping that it was going to resolve it. Same with the human body. You don't throw potions at it. Who the fuck do you think you are? If there's a mechanical failure, then the mechanics at the hospitals will resolve the issue. So you were answered, fucktard. You just refused to listen. Right, where are we at? I'm going to check. Obviously, email. Oh, I forgot about that. Forgot I had that. That's not where you live. That's a cartoon. Look, that's how easy it is. Ooh, I could spin it. I can spin it with my finger. Spin, 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 pop. Missed that, bad boy. I missed that wee fucker. Now I've got it as a reference, it's great. It's great. I think it's high blood pressure. One man, he's detector. I'm just out of shower, shaving my napper for you. Might be high blood pressure. Some people think I'm due a heart attack or something. Not that I give it a rat's arse. But, hey ho. Some people have got wishes. Maybe they'll come through, maybe they won't. Who knows? But for however long I'm here, I'm going to remain to be a right royal pain in the fucking arse for all manipulative, lying, greasy, greedy dipshits. All joking aside, as I have stated so many times, the state of human beings and what you can see going on right now is because they don't have the ability to reason properly. They don't understand the workings of their own mind. They have never been offered the tools. They've been bombarded with, bit parts of information, storytelling, subtle subliminal influences left, right and centre from a very young age, and they operate purely on impulsive emotions. They do not understand how to resolve, how to tear apart language, look for contradictions and use a method in order to discover the truth or remove layers of lies in order to find what is left. So this is what you see happening right now. As I say, stay away, I'm a victim, I'm going to die. Have some sympathy for them, but it's difficult. Anyhow, Tony T, Martin Allen, Beyond Belief, Zoo Scott, One Man, He's Detector, Shells v Shells, Tony Dixon, Baron Bronskiewicz, Flat Earth Preacher, Bible Book Club, Sandy 123, Boris Chops, David Marks, World Without Curve, Lee Redpath, J. Savoy. People seem to believe that viruses are little spiders, exactly. I think it's wee monsters, because the TV showed them the globe and then showed them wee alien monsters that are jumping from me to you. Ugh, usual au naturel Natalie, the usual. I have to hide people like me. They don't like people like me, because any bullshit that they bring me will be exposed very, very quickly. So they don't like my kind. I'll keep waiting for them to come and round us up. Maybe they'll take me to the sun. Maybe they'll put me in a camp in the sunshine. Who knows? Anything can happen. Where was I? Sandy 123, Rob Carey, Gavin Fly, FPV Angel, Ingested Red, Selling Alien, Eye Level Awakening, Steve HV, how are we all? So aye, sun's no overrated. Say that when you live in Scotland. I'm sick of it. Steve phoning me earlier, rubbing it right in. Oh, I'm at the back door in the sunshine and all that. That's not going to help me. It's constantly fucking white here. Again. Same as last year, same as the year before. Constant, never-ending, unbroken blanket of white and tinges of grey. It's dead natural looking. Dead natural. It's nothing to worry about. It's just natural cloud formations, Clouds usually form big clumps that cover the entire fucking country and just roll past, never ending. Dead natural. Sometimes it's just static, just stays there. Natural as fuck. Don't know what you're talking about. So please, stop informing me about the glorious sunshine that you're receiving. It's not going to help me. Stories about the sunshine don't help. Aye. So, I think it's pretty obvious what's going on, is it not? And where it's heading. As I say, what I've heard is that the military will be at Glasgow Airport probably this evening or tomorrow, whenever it may be, and then I'm sure it will spread on from there. Cup of love, and it's here. Aye. Of course I love you. That's why I've put up with this shite for 5 years and over now. Offering what I can offer. It's not because I hate you. Oh, never enough to take us all on. Well, at this point, Jacqua, I have to believe that the sun's real. Because I never get to witness it, direct experience of the sun, ever. Sometimes I get a wee glimpse through a thin patch of white, something that resembles a sun. Exactly, beyond belief. That's where they'll head first. Food supplies, just as you say, symbolic display of dominance. Because as we all know, it's no money that everybody needs, it's food supplies, the necessities. Who is it you're feeling sorry for? Who are we feeling sorry for? Me? Alright. Because I've no son. Anyhow, I'm going to send links here. I'm going to send links to Harry and Chris. I'm going to do that firstly before I check the emails to see if anybody else is requesting, because Harry and Chris, hopefully you can make it. I see it, I've got loads of emails. I see people were asking me. Andrew, cheers as well. Bill, watching the smudge is true. Smudge is true. Is there still smudge deniers out there? Fucking disgrace. These globe zealots should go and put them right. Right.
Hi Del, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hi Del. Yeah.
How you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, Tom. Yeah. How about yourself?
I'm alright, mate.
Blimey, I can't believe it, Del. It's years since I was up there, and I think it was either this day or very close to this day that I actually popped in to see how behind.
Aye, it's incredible how quick it goes, mate, isn't it?
Was that really a year ago? Blimey, and of course we've lost sheep, haven't we, since? And it's Brent's birthday today, so that's why it's so memorable as well.
Oh, happy birthday, Brent.
Yeah.
I know, it's incredible how quick it flies by, mate. It just seems, I don't know if it's just me, but it just feels as if it's getting so much like a blur, faster and faster.
Yeah, wait till you get to my age.
What age are you again, 60 what?
I haven't got my first class yet.
Aye. Remain indoors, you're an old age pensioner. Aye.
I should be slowing down, but I seem to be speeding up all the time. But anyway, I wanted to come on last night to say that I'd actually shut the factory down in Plymouth. Well, my department anyway. So the whole factory's was put into shutdown yesterday. It's a tall order because we have a lot of gases and mixed chemicals, and so it was quite a job for everybody to organise themselves to get everything shut down and safe, you know.
Yeah.
And it's no mean feat. So, but the directors were saying it's under the guidelines of what the government was saying, and it started very early in the morning. So, I mean, before I even left the house, I was sort of calling people not to turn up, you know.
Yeah.
So just the main guys, but it came a bit sooner than I expected. I was sort of half expected it from Boris's announcement the previous night, but it all happened so quickly.
Yeah.
I guess I'm fortunate in saying that they've committed to full pay. We have, I guess, we have certain contracts which we're obliged to meet, but if we're forced to close, then I think they're being backed up by certain authorities that keep it a viable business for when we start up again. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm certainly not. I don't need to be on site. We have skeleton staff there maintaining the systems and ensure everything's safe. But I mean, I can work from home to a certain extent, and was called a few times today. But what I wanted to say is that yeah, I just wanted to bring something to people's attention. Now, recently we had the Ebola virus, didn't we?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? It's all still fresh in our minds, and what we saw daily on the news was these makeshift hospitals with people being treated and everybody there in their PPE. And you literally saw the whole process, as it were, with the bodies and the count, and it looked quite realistic, didn't it? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, nobody, I don't think, was saying it was fake or, you know, people, it was a real thing for the African nations.
Yeah.
But we're not getting that now, are we? To a certain extent, are we?
What do you mean?
We're
Yeah.
not seeing that happen in the sort of countries where the, like say for example, this country, we're seeing pictures of hospitals, and
Yeah.
you know, it doesn't seem to be that involved in terms of to the account of how many people are dying. You know.
No. Well, that's one of the things, you know, Chris, but obviously, probably you're well aware yourself, you know, you had them coming out at the beginning of this saying, look, it's only the elderly and people with respiratory disease, and the majority of people would get minor symptoms, if anything, you know.
Yeah.
So what happened there? Did they tell lies about that, or did they tell the truth there and knew the rest of it's been fabricated? Because that's the problem I have. It's like, well, you know, if you're making that kind of statement, how many people are you actually attending to? You know, are the hospitals really that busy? I don't know, because I've not been there, but you know, obviously there's contradictions left, right, and centre in regards to what they're offering us. But you switch the news on and it's the usual. You see one room that looks busy and they're up to stuff, and that's, but you're only seeing one room in one hospital or one facility, but it paints this picture in people's minds that it's everywhere, you know.
Yeah, and you don't know when they recorded that. You know.
What?
There was something on one of the news channels where they said it was live, and you know, one bit it could have been the link or something, but it sort of paused. And I thought, am I the only one seeing this? Because out of focusing behind him, the way they set the camera up, there's a whole stream of traffic. You know, I thought, am I the only one that's seeing this? Surely other people must be seeing this, you know. And then he cuts to somebody else, and he's in a square with buildings, and of course there's not a soul about, and it could have been a recording from like middle of the night when you wouldn't expect anyone to be there.
Exactly. Exactly. So what do you think's really going on, Chris?
I couldn't possibly say, but it could be. I mean, dare I say it? I'm not going to go out with doom and gloom. This is deadly serious, obviously.
Of course.
To be this bad.
Yeah.
And obviously the coronavirus is pretty much. I think we're all sort of convinced this is complete garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I could turn it the other way, now what if they're actually doing us a favour by keeping us all home? For whatever reason, there's that possibility. I mean, I doubt it. They've never really acted in our best interests, have they?
That's it. Well, I was thinking if something else was to kick off, it would be better to have people, accounted for in a position in a place where you can account for them. If something else was to come, like triggering a war or some other staged event, But I mean,
Yeah.
Sorry, what are you going to say?
No, sorry, buddy. Sorry to stop you mid-flow, but
Sorry.
it's funny how they want everybody home in their national country, or their get back home sort of thing.
Yeah.
Talking about rescuing people from Peru. I think I'd rather be in Peru than here.
Yeah, yeah.
But I just want to also bring to your attention last night. I've done a few videos regarding the flight data of aircraft.
I've seen it.
You have.
I've seen it, but my issue with that kind of stuff is that I'm just seeing graphics. I don't really know what I'm seeing, to be honest with you.
I know it is third-hand data, I have to admit, but they're going to have this call sign turned on so that they know they're civilian aircraft. But there's something else that's appeared on there tonight, and it looks like it's ground vehicles, and they're all over Europe and main points. And there's some actually currently I'm looking at on it now. I thought, what on earth is that? And they look like grey vehicles, and they're just. One's called Leader 5, the other one's called Rover 2. This is actually near Crawley in the UK.
Right.
I've just had a quick scout through it. If anybody wants to have a look before they're taken down or whatever. But
stick it in, Chris. Can you send it to me here, and I'll stick it in the chat box if it's something.
Yeah, I'll stick this link here. Copy the chat box.
Is the chat box letting you put it straight in there, or are you sending it to me here? All right, I'll get it. Got it.
Yeah. I mean, that's just they are moving on the ground, and
the page you're trying. Hold on. The page you're on is trying to send you to Flight Radar. Aye, right, okay. Yeah, well, that's what I'd heard earlier on, that the military were active and on the move and would be appearing at Glasgow Airport this evening. So, obviously, looking at the rhetoric, the gibberish that they're offering, it was always gone that way.
Yeah.
I think, but I think there's aspects of the economy, economic collapse to disguise, big holes that they've created and whatever else. And then obviously, if they want to create a cashless society, you're going to have to, disband the old system, the old way. But the only way for me they could have done that was to profess some sort of active nature. This alleviates the responsibility. And the questions being asked everywhere else. They're already talking after this investigations and how we dealt with it and this, that and the other. So you can see them stringing it out for a long, long time to keep everybody, distracted. But
yeah, and they'll move from one thing to another, and we forget about all the small points, and it'll be one big thing after another. Look at this and then look at that, and I think we are doomed in a way, because nothing actually happened, dare I say it, from 9/11.
yeah.
If the government should have been toppled, they should have been ostracized, but nothing happened from it. And They thought, well, we got away with that one. We're definitely going to get away with this.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's it. As you see the stupidity of people. They just jump very quick into being victims. And it suits them because they can be apathetic and lazy then, and just hand over responsibility to perceived authorities to start making decisions for them. You know, so.
Yeah.
And I think people talk about this as being the test run, and I think, as you touched on earlier, we've had so many false flag events and these other stagings going on that they've gauged that reaction. So it seems to me like that there's no turning back on this. You can't. This is too big. You know, they've implemented too much. They've brought everything to a standstill. To then try and start everything back up seamlessly, and we carry on for what, another 6 months before they stage the real apparent event. That just doesn't seem feasible to me. It's like they've started this rolling now, and it's not going to end. It's going to go to its conclusion, as far as I can see anyway. But
that sort of makes sense to me as well. They can't turn this around to get back to normal unless this is the precursor to something bigger. What that is,
yeah,
it could be anything to do with the environment, whatever the plans they have.
yeah,
It could be a natural large disaster coming that they're not telling us about.
yeah,
I couldn't even begin. I could probably speculate on, say, 5 things straight off the bat, but I'm not going to sensationalize it.
no.
You know, one thing's for sure. You know, within the next few weeks, I think we're going to find out.
That's what I think. You know, that's been my feeling, that it's not about this, it's about something much bigger. And I'm playing, just as you say, you've got so many different scenarios that you could play out. War, staged event like, you know, visitation from somewhere else, a second coming, you know, we could be getting flooded, you know, for all we know. I've thought about that as well. The majority of us live in low ground, valleys, you know.
Yeah.
If we're all isolated in the valleys, then we're going to be swept away. I mean, there's all sorts of possibilities.
It could be a pole flip.
Aye. The globe's going to turn upside down and we're all going to drown.
Sorry, I meant the magnetic poles, but yeah, the pole flip. Sorry, yeah.
Aye. I know what you meant, mate. I know.
But that may have even further repercussions, you know, from what FPV Angel's been researching. You know,
Yeah.
it may not just be the pole flip; it's the whole environment. So, you know, even down to affecting our DNA. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's some good stuff, and there's some really good points in it.
Yeah. Well, I was listening to somebody earlier. Marty sent me a link to a guy because we'd been talking about these lampposts and what tech's in them. And this guy's kind of torn them apart, and that's what he's pointing at. You know, they can suppress immunity and whatever else, the capabilities that are, the tech that are in these, you know, the lampposts that we've got right now.
Yeah, well, I had one outside my place, but it's no longer working. I'll say that much.
Good on you.
I never touched it either, Del.
No.
Honestly, I never touched it.
You used the pineal gland.
I used my pineal gland to build something, but I never touched it.
You could be a politician, Chris.
Oh dear.
Just
Somebody else said that to me when I deal with people as well. That was funny.
you could be a politician.
Diplomatic, yeah.
Aye. You're a secret agent of the Illuminati.
Oh, don't wish that on me, please. No.
Right. I can see this rover too. What was the other one you were saying?
I did see some over in. I think it might have been Liga in Poland.
Mm-hmm.
The Crawley ones are still there. Yeah. I just looked around London Airport, Heathrow, Gatwick. I can't see anything there. This is just the start of it, I think.
When you hover over that rover 2, it goes red and says Sweeper 1.
Yeah. What is going on? I think there's quite a few in Amsterdam.
Aye.
46. But the white trail on that, Del, the white trail means it's on the ground, yeah?
Right.
If you click on an aircraft when it's in the sky, it's usually red when you're looking far out. When it comes in on its flight path, it's yellow until it touches down, and then it turns to white. And what are these things? Are they there to protect the airport?
Well, it looks like it, as if that's what they're just arriving there. What's this one coming in? There's one heading towards that same destination. Crawley. BAW 47MG. Just having a wee look elsewhere, quick.
Yeah, I had. I'm sure there were 3 Hercules planes, not in formation, that flew over, or very. They must have gone over Cornwall, like heading towards, say, Bristol Way, Wales,
Yeah.
and they never showed up at all on flight radar. Obviously military, but
An island. No call sign. There's one on Ireland. There's one that's just leaving Ireland, and it's when you hover on it, it's saying no call sign.
oh,
Mm.
it will if it's flying, it will have a call sign, but it's not. It's not civilian then.
No, that's moving. That's right. It's moving. It's saying no
Yeah.
call sign. So it ended up here in Scotland. No, we've got one coming into Glasgow Airport, but
Yeah, there was quite a few helicopters up in the sky around Aberdeen, heading out to the Noggy fields. Yeah, they're still there actually.
aye. There's a couple of helicopters, 3 of them in fact. I don't know about Aberdeen, but
Yeah, if you look north towards Bergen, they're all over the place up there as well. I'm not sure if that's normal. Oh, but then if you turn right to Stockholm, there's more of those ground vehicles. Yeah, there's one. Oh, they've only got one in Stockholm. No call sign. I mean, that's interesting. Why would they have a call sign?
I know. Are the helicopters? Are you talking about the helicopters?
No, sorry, the grey vehicles on the ground. There's one in
Stockholm.
where's that? Yeah, Stockholm, St. Petersburg.
I'm getting another one that's on the ground that's saying no call sign.
Yeah, they're all popping up, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
So it looks like they're all. It might pay to keep an eye on this because they're popping up everywhere now.
Yeah. Did you say Poland was the other one? There's a big.
Yeah, I'm sure I saw one in Poland. Yeah, a few in Poland.
Yeah. Aye, interesting. I say it's no surprise to me. Always knew it was heading that way. So.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're coming up on that, to be honest.
I'm surprised it's shown up on that, but you know, the military presence, I'm not surprised that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, excuse me. It does make for interesting. I know, like you said, it is a cartoon and it's third-hand data. You can corroborate this with another flight information site, and it's delayed to a certain extent, I guess.
Yeah.
But you know, if you had loved ones flying back into the UK, you could track their plane in, you know, right to landing.
Yeah. Well, that's it. You know, I think that there will be the majority you can track, but you just never know if there's anything being inserted there, taken away. You know, how far can you trust it? But
yeah.
But I mean, it's interesting times. But just as you say, you know, you can't bring the world to a halt and expect just to get back to normal. It's just not going to happen like that for me. But much bigger things on the horizon.
Yeah. Blimey, they're all popping up now.
Are you still on it?
I'm just looking across there. Yeah, there's more and more popping up as we even speak. Oh dear. Anyway, is Harry coming on? Is he?
I sent him a link. Hopefully he can make it. I don't know if I'll wait and see if he messages me. I'll be on anyway, so hopefully he'll get in touch. Just gonna get back in here.
Okay, Dale. Well, apart from that, I mean, there's nothing else I really wanted to say apart from, you know, just I hope everybody stays safe and you know, and good luck. Wish you all the best, as well as everyone in the chat. And you know, I'll be still kicking. Believe me, I'll probably be here to turn the lights out. That's how I feel.
Yeah, aye, nice one, mate. Well, you can jump back in. Anything changes, let us know, Chris.
Yeah, certainly will, Dale. Yeah, and again, I've got to say, I'm really impressed the way that you've always continued on. It's great. You know, there's been many a time when I've been so busy I just could not be asked to do anything.
You know,
You know, and if you had that sort of way, then you know, well, you wouldn't be here now. We wouldn't be sharing this information now, perhaps.
exactly, mate.
So I thank you for giving us facilitating the possibility to come on and discuss this sort of stuff.
No, it's anytime, mate. I
And it's
appreciate.
another year on. It's
Yeah.
another year on. Unbelievable.
Certainly is. You know.
All right, Del.
Cheers, Chris. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yep. Thank you very much, Del.
You too, my
See you
man.
later.
Take care.
Bye now.
Cheers, bud. Can I stop looking at this now? Oh, no call sign, no call sign. They've just appeared up just outside Manchester Airport now. I've got one showing up as DIL, DIL, no call sign. And we've got the grey vehicles on the ground. No call sign, no call sign. I'll just show you, hold on. See another one out here somewhere. Yeah. I wonder what that is. I popped into Glasgow Airport earlier. There was no activity there, and it doesn't appear that there is any as of yet. Let's see. Seen somebody in the chat saying there was activity at Prestwick Airport, but it's not shown here. Yeah, anyway. Anyhow. Very interesting, very interesting. What are you saying here? Right. Fuck you and your clear sunny sky. I don't want to hear about that. What's everybody else thinking about it? Fuck off with that. David, no worries, mate. We can have a chat whenever. I don't know if you're wanting a chat live or in private. You can let me know. I see I've got other emails there. I'll get to them. I can't get to them right now. So while I'm waiting, let me see. Shut that. I'll stick this in if anybody else wants to join in. Let me know what you're thinking. If they shut the internet down, aye. Who knows? Possibility. See, People just need to remain vigilant, discerning. Because we all know whatever they tell us, whatever they offer up, it's going to be bullshit. It's going to be to serve those, not to serve us. Hello, Nick.
Hi, Dal.
How's it going, mate? You alright?
Yeah.
You glad you moved back to the UK now?
Oh, man, I really am locked down, man. I can't go back home.
Fuck's sake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
What's your thoughts on what's happening here, mate? What's happening?
It's that's the thing. It's no different over there. It's but over there they put curfews in place, put the military on the streets.
Yeah.
I've been through that several times, and okay, everything carries on as normal, but it's just that you're walking past tanks and stuff.
Yeah.
People still go about their daily lives. So, and eventually it all, kind of just
dissipates.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, there was a few times I was there, like when they had the government takeovers and stuff, everyone's at home for a week and you don't go out, you just don't go out because you could get shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that, the thing is here, I mean, it's funny, I was just, as you were talking, watching a video on, there's this police going to this park in London where people are just sitting there chilling. And, the cop is going like on the speaker, please go home. It's a lockdown. It's not a holiday.
Same fucking thing.
But the comments section is funny because, of course, you've got these people that are like, this is it. Like the confusion, the confliction is like, well, yeah, there's people on the front line, what about these slobs, and they're demanding that the military come onto the streets and sort these jobs out, sort these,
Yep.
Even that. And then there's other people saying, well, actually, being at the park 2 meters apart is better than being in the bloody supermarket or on the tube.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why you can't just go about your business remaining 2 meters apart, although I don't know why the fuck they've came to that. Number,
Yeah.
just like the sun being 93 fucking million miles away, just some arbitrary fucking number plucked from nowhere. 2 meters, that'll sound good. But they started with 1.5 meters, and I think when they change it to 2, it's as if they've been working on it. Oh, we've figured something out, so we've added a 0.5 meter on because that'll keep you safe, Fucking morons.
Oh, dear.
But do you not think it feels a bit different this time because of the scale? It's. I know you're saying you've experienced it, but this seems like something much bigger.
Sure, absolutely. Oh, definitely. And we've always known. You always feel different because you see everyone doing their thing and talking about the stuff. Well, before it was Brexit, right? Everyone was just going, and suddenly, boom. They're all talking about this.
Yeah.
So yeah, you see that going on, but for the most part, you can ignore it. But this has really drawn us in and made us, kind of, again, what we, the fear is, I asked my mum, I said, what are you more scared of, the virus or me getting arrested? Because she said, don't go outside. Boris says you can only go out once a day. I'm like, oh man, it's difficult, man, because I'm trying to respect her, but it's like, yeah.
I know. People in their fear, but they love to be the victim and they love the drama, because they can wallow in their self-pity and their, self-destruction. And it's the same.
Yeah, sorry, can I just, this comment, it just made me laugh, man, under this video, of the police shooing off the people on the park. Someone said, if we prefer army on the street, then do what you are doing. Or simply stay at home and have your freedom.
Fucking brilliant.
Someone say, and be free.
Aye, I know. Fucking sit with your gas mask on 2 meters apart from the rest of your family. Fucking freedom. So sorry, how's it going, mate? I don't know what your name is. Anon, or how's it going?
I'm okay. I'm okay. Just listening. I was see if it is working. I click on the thing. I live in Brazil. My English is very bad, so I'm not gonna say nothing. But people here in Brazil doesn't need to the government say there is a quarantine. They are quarantining for themselves just because of the media.
Aye.
There is no pressure of the government into those people, but they are at home. They without a law, you understand?
Yeah. Yeah. So
Just for the media, they are staying at home.
yeah.
Can I ask you what would happen if, in that situation, there's people outside and the police came along?
Well, I think nothing will happen because here in Brazil is so many people. We don't have a lot of cops for those numbers of people, so I don't think nothing will happen. And our president, he's an idiot. He's a very he's a complete bullshit, complete garbage. So it's a very tense situation. I'm very impressed by the effect of the media on the population. Man, in 3 months, everybody is saying the same thing. They don't want to get home. They don't want to come out. That's amazing. The human beings, they are so stupid. I can't understand that.
Yeah. Is any of the religious institutions there? Are they promoting any of the propaganda? Because I know obviously in places like Brazil there's a huge influence, religious
Ye-
influence.
Yes, here we have they call the open TV that goes out into every home. So is three channels. They are talking the same thing over and over again for 3 months. So people they definitely believe there is a fucking virus. They're gonna
Yeah.
kill everybody. Don't touch your face. Wash your hands. It's insane, man. It's insane. And they suspend the university, the college, right? When you go to study
Yeah.
they suspend everything. They close down the country just for the media. That's amazing. It's a behavior mind control. I think I'm shocked.
Mm. I'm no shocked. Fucking predictable. Aye.
Yeah, but it's not too late. We were given this impression that it's too late, job done, game over, they've done it. But no, I'm very confident that it's just the same as this pressure it creates. People will eventually. It's another way for people to see the craziness of all these things.
Yeah.
Just like 9/11 woke people up
Yeah.
to certain things. And this, they can't do it without revealing their cards.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're right there, Nick. Definitely. I've met some people in the last couple of days who you would probably never have had that kind of conversation with. Even people that are care workers that are working direct in the NHS that are just like, this is fucking ridiculous, So just as you say, when they try these things, they may get a percentage of people buying into it, but the more and more that they try these things, you get loads of people waking up to it, starting to ask questions about what's actually going on, But you can definitely see the kind of state of panic and uncertainty, and even in those people's eyes, because of the size of this. I think even subconsciously they're aware of how massive this is starting to become, But I don't know. Maybe it's just,
I think this is kind of response maybe because the elite they called whoever is doing this. We catch all those things, the 9/11, all those hopes, those false flags, we get everything. So, and then we found out about the Earth, right? That was a big one.
yeah.
And so suddenly, in a couple of years, the information is spread around the internet, and then bam, we have pandemic of
Yeah.
global proportions. So the timing is just someone has to be so stupid to believe in all of this.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Aye, there's an air of desperation about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah, I think what you were mentioning, Del, is I think it's probably really important to understand the difference between the should and the have to, and about what powers you give away
Yeah.
to the, and be really clear in our minds what powers we still have and what is being taken away
Yeah.
gradually and what we're acquiescing to.
Yeah.
Of course, a lot of people have been saying this for years, for decades.
Yeah.
And there's none of this. It's not like, okay, Ambor's going to have a smoke outside. There's not this "I told you so." There's no, you know what I mean? I was trying to explain this to my brother, and it's like I'm saying, here it is. This they here is what you've been demanding.
Yeah.
But it's not gloating. It's not like "told you so." It's more like, for fuck's sake, isn't this enough to like?
I know. How ridiculous does it need to get?
Yeah.
You know? What? And as I say, you're saying there about the power and whatever else, people need to realise that it's their consent.
Yeah.
They lend their attention to it, just like any product, an idea or information or propaganda, any of these things only has power and relevance because other individuals buy it. By playing to it, actually physically buying it, you perpetuate these types of markets, whether it's propaganda, buying a material product. If you just don't put your attention to it, or you can be selective. I can put my attention to it, but I laugh. I get up every day and think this is fucking great because it's better than the norm. The norm was boringly predictable. Now I'm getting up and it's like, oh, a bit of intrigue. What's going to happen next?
Well, that's probably what I was kind of mentioning that today. That's one thing that's driving everyone. They've got something to do. Mm-hmm. Focus.
Yeah.
It's a massive adventure.
Yeah. And as I say, they're trying to rope in the NHS staff and recruit to it to try and get more troops on their side, because people are thriving in it. Oh, there's activity and there's something to be part of and blah blah blah, rather than the mundane fucking day in day out, So
yeah, it is like recruiting people to a cult, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They suddenly feel vitalized by this drive, this direction.
It's a purpose. It's a purpose, man. If you can give people purpose and certainty with their purpose, they will thrive and run with it, because it fulfills them.
And of course, the build-up was all this uncertainty, and that's what I see changing over now. Is like suddenly, after just a couple of days, empty shelves and like people freaking out. Oh my god! Now they've got their it's okay. You've got the direction, man.
Yeah, and we've got the unity, where the father figure is leading the way and offering us help and this, that, and the other. It's all lovey-dovey fairy tales, but fuck. But that's the bit that fucking annoys me, that people still, want to give their attention to authority and hierarchy and think that it's good and relevant. It's like fucking snap out of it,
Yeah, absolutely. That's what this whole thing is about. It's always been about having that discernment to break free from that culture, and and again, I think it's positive because it's like I said, that squeezing it, just things pop out when you squeeze.
Yeah. Aye. So I say it's going to be a big distraction for the foreseeable future for everybody, so, activities of discussions about the shape of the earth can still go on, but going to universities, all that's been put on hold, it's like everybody's attention, they've prioritised people's attentions for them, so, you try and bring any other aspect up, not interested because coronavirus.
Yeah, I know that. Obviously, that's you're absolutely right there. It's in that sense, it's another distraction from that.
But my intrigue is not with the populace. My intrigue's with the tacticians and what they're going to try and what games they're going to offer up. You know, so that's where I'm excited.
Yeah, because it is a game. It is. That's the thing. I think, and that then you don't become consumed with the fear either. I was paranoid about talking about this, but then it's like, no, this is a game. They're playing their game.
Aye.
There's no crime
No. No.
you know, by your own rules.
Aye.
You don't have to follow their rules.
Exactly. It's a product. You can buy it or leave it. You know. But I love fucking with them. Go into Asda and start taking a coughing fit. You know. What a laugh that is. Sorry, I just choked in a peanut. It's cool. Fucking
Another thing that I noticed was we have a trade war between China and the United States, right?
Yeah.
That was over.
Yeah.
We have protests in China. That was over too. They shut down the whole world just to talk about the fake virus. This is
Right.
Yeah, but I think it is just, you know, it's that when it comes to something like this and the money involved, there are no borders for those investors. But of course, the borders are there for everyone else.
Yeah.
You know, so.
As I say, I can see so many possibilities of what they could bring in and implement through this, you know. So it's just a matter of sitting back with the popcorn and watching them unravel, you know. There's loads of people thinking the internet's going to be shut off. Well, it might get to that point, you know, as they implement the main aspects, because they don't want, you know, dissenters spreading anything. So I could see that being utilised possibly.
Yeah, but we can see that they already have very good control of that. You know, and so yeah, I agree. It's another one of those threats that might put people off being vocal.
But it is interesting, you know, that they're, you know, encouraging you spend time with your family, and there's good aspects, you know, for me of that, because people getting to know each other, reconnecting again as a community, family. You know, whether or not that's, you know, Jean brought up valid points the other night. You know, some people might be irritated by each other and it might be disruptful. But at the end of the day, when people are in a situation of no other choice, they always seem to find a way to resolve, you know.
Sure.
So I think there's good, you know, and homeschooling and children being with the parents and whatever else. But as I say all the time, you know, these people are never there for the greater good. They're not there with your best interests at heart. You know, we can just pick some of the positives. You know, that's certainly not their initiative is to offer us up that. But
yeah, man, I totally agree. It's you with everything you have to go back to using that discernment again and it's it will always be there in the psyche. The job's done in that respect. But I also feel that they've in a way mission accomplished for them, because and this will slowly dissipate, because you know they've implemented the change. They've implemented this, you know, the deals have been made for all the medical things that they want to put in, and of course that everyone, you know, it's a gravy train.
Yeah, well that's it, creating new industry and whatever else and opportunities for people. But because that's it. If you know, we all know the state of the economies and what they've been up to with the you know, the corruption, and they have to have some natural type event to disguise that, crash the economy and reboot it again with maybe the view to have the cashless society. You know, we've heard this for years. Obviously, you've heard it as well, Nick. You know, one world government, one religion, cashless society. You know, yada yada. So you have to think, well, how would you bring that about? And this is a perfect example of how you would get that, because just as you say, this might dissipate into nothing, but the ramifications, the after effects are enormous. in regards to the economy and life as we know it. So it's certainly not going to just be, let's just get back to normal now. That's just not going to fucking happen.
Yeah. And that's it. That is the one thing I suppose we all fear in that sense, being able to see the possible implications with people demanding army on the streets, or demanding tighter controls for, again, the misdirection of this desire to do good for the community, turning into this vitriol against anyone who appears to be breaking these so sensible rules.
Exactly. Anne was saying that her daughter had been abused. I've not seen the details of that yet, but apparently that happened yesterday. She's a pregnant woman. And I think that kind of thing's already starting. You get these self-righteous fucking messiah complexes that want to start berating anybody who doesn't follow, the rules that are imposed or whatever else. So it's the same. It's that analogy. We've got the sheepdogs amongst us, willing to try and herd people into the pens. So you're always going to have that. There was always an arse licker in school. You always had the suck up. There's always one.
Yeah, and you hate them for that, not for that they get away. I think when you see that, you hate that they get away with it and people don't notice.
Because they've been given free rein. Authority said so, and it's fear based. So therefore, I can activate my messiah superiority and start trying to berate anybody who doesn't follow. Because secretly they're desperate for power and authority, these people. So they'll look for any excuse to throw it at their fellow man,
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if you've ever read White Swans, but that account of what happened in China during the revolution, it went from this very civilized society to people literally lynching each other on the street because someone says, oh, he's a this or that, and that's it, mob rule. But again, for what they perceive as the authority, they're allowed to do it.
That's it. And that's the worrying thing I was talking about the police. Being given these new powers, and again, in an idealistic sense, the authority would be responsible. But we know, and I know from plenty of experience, you're dealing with egotistical, power-hungry, fucking knobends. So when you give them even more free rein, unquestioned, that's just a melting pot of fucking disaster. Because I certainly will never bow to any fucker's authority, particularly when they try and impose it with arrogance and ignorance. It's just not going to work on people like me. So you're always going to get that backlash. But again, that's another scenario that I thought about that maybe they want to trigger. They want to, push us to that point where we rise up and create a bit of civil unrest. Then they can clamp down even harder. So, it's just be vigilant and try and avoid any of those situations to give them that, So
that's the thing. It is a balancing act, and of course, or you're always going to have those people on the sidelines cheering for. Well, again, don't want to talk about sides, but for you're always going to have that debate over who's right and who's wrong.
And that's it. It's part of society and hierarchy, where everybody's got to abide by these rules that come from the top tier down. I mean, it's fucking bonkers. Total and utter bonkers. Why we would ever allow a system of hierarchy is fucking beyond me. And you get people profess they're intelligent, but they've not worked that stuff out yet. That as soon as you offer up a hierarchy, you're offering corruption, you're offering, all sorts of problems, So if we can't work things out between ourselves and we need, middlemen and committees to resolve it, there's a serious fucking issue. I always hark back to that Obama speech where he said the common man and woman are too small-minded to govern their own affairs. And to be honest with you, there is a lot of people who are like that. And I get it, but for people like us, it's an issue, because I don't need to be governed. I'm capable of looking after myself and governing, moderating my own behaviours where necessary. I don't need to be fucking told or threatened into it. And that's the bit that I detest. I fucking can't stand it,
Yeah. And you're right. I mean, obviously, again, it's very easy to be pushed in a way to react to that. And I think, we have to be
Aye, it's like they start from this base that we're all evil and disruptive fucking, vagrants and scumballs. And, it's like, no, fuck off. Again, it's a fallacious form of reasoning to generalise everybody, and that's part of the system. And as I say, I resent it wholeheartedly. It's just fucking bollocks, There's no recourse for people like us. There's no escape. We're constantly lumped in with this, 1% continually, And then the 1% are the ones that bitch, whine and moan and demand that it happens,
Yeah. And maybe it's always been like that. It's difficult to know, isn't it? But it's always been that. Yeah.
I don't know, and I struggle with that, Nick, and I think, is it just a result of recent times and the control measures and the influence of TV and manipulating people's perceptions and, fucking with their psyche, fucking with their emotions, fucking with them physically. There's all sorts going on. So, I wonder.
Yeah. No, I think you're, fundamentally the tactics they're always very similar. It's just that, like the tech is there, the media.
And that's what I'm saying, the reflection of people nowadays, is that because of implementing these techs, like having TV and being able to influence, and now we're so many generations down the line, we're seeing the result of that apathy and stupidity, because of this tech. You go back 100 years ago, would they ever get away with any of this stuff without having TVs in everybody's living room? Probably no.
No. Yeah.
No, because communities would still be speaking to each other and active with each other, and working as units. So they would speak and they would have communication, intelligent communication. So they would be able to tear this shit apart, But nowadays they don't. Authority said so, Wikipedia and Google said so, and the news at 10 said so, therefore I don't need to think any further.
You could Google something like what's the meaning of life and expect an answer.
What Google? What am I supposed to do? Obey the government's rules. Okay, that's me. I'm set for life.
True. It's funny. You're right. I think there is that laziness, or also, obviously in 100 years ago or something, there was always something to do to survive, to get by, to feed the family, to stock up for winter or whatever it is, and of course that doesn't exist anymore.
No.
So people are like loose end. It's like
exactly. They don't want to make decisions for themselves. I even have trouble getting Emma to tell me what she wants for her dinner. It's that bad. What do you want for dinner? I don't know. What do you want? I'm asking you, what the fuck do you want? Are you scared to make a decision? What's going on? What's that saying? I used to be dead indecisive, but now I'm not so sure. She's probably going to come out and batter me in a minute. But all joking aside, that's the state of it,
Yeah, true, man. Yeah, I mean that's actually raising that whole thing about food. It's funny over obviously what I would call home in Thailand, up country, you don't decide what you're going to have for breakfast or dinner. You have what the forest provides. You go out and okay, it's freshwater shrimps today, and it's some mushrooms, it's some of this vegetable. There is no pre-planning. But here, people are consumed from, got to make a shopping list, and it's totally different.
Yeah, that's spoiled for choice. It breeds that apathy. It's a basic psychological trick. You see it in animals. If you've got a dog that's obsessed with something, give it 1,000,000 of that thing, and the obsession goes. When there's no need or no necessity, people become apathetic and fucking lazy. And they're scared and terrified of a life that you just described. But what better way of life would there to be? Getting your own food, supplying for your own family, having fun as a community, being creative. Because at the end of the day, 80% of your time would be spent doing that. The rest of it would be based in necessities. Whereas this system has us constantly chasing for the necessity and very little time for communal, family activity and freedom. It's like, no, they've reversed that. 80% of it is survival and 20% of it is recreation, where it should, and nature shows you that it's the total opposite,
Right. Yeah, very, really good point. And of course, that's again what we see going against everything that's natural to us as sentient beings, or whatever you want to label us as.
Yeah.
It goes against what we really are.
Exactly.
And that's what's frightening. What is taking place? This transport. That's, if you want, that's evolution, but it's not. It's not a positive direction.
And it's bred out, because you obviously see it in your children. They always have that will for independence. Even from a very, very young age. No, I'll do it myself. Even when they can't communicate, they have that about them. They want to be able to know stuff for themselves, to be able to utilise whatever they can for themselves. There seems to be a constitutional, desire for independence. No independence as a country and as individuals.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, sure. And you can. Of course, as a parent, you can make a choice, a conscious decision to allow that, or to fight it, or suppress it, or there's just let them be. Yeah.
Exactly. Or you don't even make those decisions; you just hand them over to the state for 8 hours a day, and they make the decisions. That's how bad it's got now.
True. Yeah. It is. Yeah.
Lions, can you look after my baby gazelle for 8 hours, thanks?
Oh, yeah. Well, listen, hey, it's really good to just to talk and to share some mutual feelings and outlook there. So, but I got to skip off. I got things to do.
No worries, Nick. Cheers,
so, thanks very much. I haven't been looking at the chat, but it's really good to see familiar faces and just know that there's a lot of people on the same page.
Aye, defos, mate. Defos. Yeah. Obviously, we're all hoping to have a wee meet up, but that's not going to be happening for the foreseeable future anyway. So we'll just need to play it by ear. But at least we can still hook up here, mate. So.
Yeah. I'm sure something will come up. It won't be long. Yeah, it won't be long.
Exactly, mate.
All right, man. Okay, and sorry, what's the other guy's name? I'm on. Anyway.
I don't know if he's still there.
Nice talking to you, man. I'll catch you later. Okay.
Cheers, Nick. Cheers, bud. Are you still there, mate? What's that name? I don't think so. If you're still there, cheers for coming on, bud. I don't know your name, guy in Brazil. We'll call you that. Brazilian guy. I need to shut that hangout down. I'll open another one up. Matthew. Let me see here. You still going on about the wanking machines, Dan? I bet you were on AliExpress looking for that wee bum I was talking about earlier. Wonder if the wee bums are down in price just now. I was telling Dan we were having a laugh about the wanking machines, masturbation machines, for some people who don't understand wank. And I was telling him about a story where me and my mate, were looking at AliExpress, and we came across something for sale, and it was like a wee bum. It was like just a wee bum and a wee pussy, just a wee bit of rubber. I'm going, do people actually buy that? What are you up to tonight? I'm going home to shag my wee bum. Matthew, how you doing?
Evening, mate. How you?
At least you get a full spectrum of conversation here, mate. You know, we can go from politics, shape of the earth, into wanking devices. You know, it's fucking brilliant. Talk about diversity. You alright?
How are you doing, Dale, man? You alright?
No bad, no bad.
It's good to hear you, man. Like, respect, you know, I've been following you for years, mate, obviously, as you know. Shout out to the chat and there and what have you.
Don't follow me. Don't follow me, mate. I might jump off a cliff.
You don't want to be doing that, man. It's like, you know. No, man. Not follow. You know what I mean, man. Anyway, but yeah, check the madness out. What's going on? What's going?
Right, madness indeed.
I mean, some guy, right? So I'm just cracking on with my own business and that. Do you know what I mean? Don't bother me. I won't bother you. Business, like, right?
Yeah.
So, like, in my local shop there, we just gone mooching in and just doing my business. All I can see is your top of your head.
Me?
There we go. There, yeah. There we go. Hello. Yeah, hello.
I was cleaning my wee bum there.
Is it? Oh no way! Oh man. Right. So anyway, so I'm just grabbing my stuff and that and what have you, and then getting my business together, right? And in March's two guys, the pair of them have got rubber gloves on. One of them's got a mask on. The one that hasn't got a mask on has turned around and said to me, "Oh, you need to get out of the shop, mate." Right? And so I'm like, whoa. And I mean, and any other day of the week, right, no one's bat an eyelid to anyone. You right, mate? How you doing? You okay? Yeah, sweet. Hold the door open for you. Ah, nice one. Oh, thank you. You know what I mean? All right, see you in a bit. I looked at him. I mean, fair enough, Mum, right? I've gone, who are you talking to? Right, and I mean, that was kind of wrong anyway, I mean, to just go off on one and go, who are you talking to, mate? And he started babbling away to himself, like, you might catch something. I'm like, shh, don't, stop speaking now. Right now, don't say another word to me. Right, fairly diddly doo-doos, right? So I just got on my way, man, right? So there's an example of your man hitting man against man,
Yeah.
right? And just let them sitting back and rubbing their hand and going.
But it's not even
Right.
pitting man against man, as I say. It's just because people get self-righteous and they've got a superiority complex and they want to exert it and exercise it when they're given free rein to do so, you know. So it's not even as if it's any kind of complexity to pitting man against man. All you need to do is offer them up the slightest of, you know, opportunities, and they will fucking jump in wholeheartedly and try and exercise it, you know, because they think they've got the weight of authority and consensus behind them. It's always that false sense of security that people have.
Okay. But don't know if you can hear me cat there. She's like,
I was going to say,
freaking out.
your wee rubber bum's making some funny noises.
She's like, she's the guard cat. Right, she's like, right. Hang on 1 second. Right.
You better go and...
I don't know if you can hear it. Hang on 1 second. Right. I don't know what to do. Right, she's a guard cat and right, we're looking after the strays and everything, but she won't have none of them, you know, not to do with it, like, because she's the princess, innit? So like that. Right, just we'll do what you're doing anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's wildlife, isn't it? Right. So I mean, the next thing is, right. Check this one out. So the guy in Asda, right, he's got a mask on his face, right, and he's dragging his, you know, son around with him. What's like 7 or 8, maybe whatever years, right? And they've gone out to buy charcoal. Right, 'cause it's been absolutely boiling here. I don't know about yourself there. Still spraying out. No.
told you, don't come on here telling me about how hot and fucking sunny it is, because I'm not interested.
No, right. I'm not, right, anyway, so basically, so it's like barbecue time down here, right?
Oh,
So
lovely.
everyone's going out, rushing out to buy barbecue charcoal. So my man's running around buying charcoal in Asda with his mask on, dragging his poor son around with him that hasn't got a mask on, right? Right. And then I've catched the very same people who's come outside, and the very first thing he did when he come outside is whipped his mask off and have a cigarette. Right? And you're like, wait a sec, but you're now more closer to people outside than you was inside the Asda, and now you're coming outside to pollute. And I'm not having a go at anyone that smokes, I'm just saying, do you know what I mean? Right? You're like, this is crazy business. Like, you know, and I've gone in B&M's, and this is where I first noticed it, where tape was on the floor, and we've got to do this social distancing thing. And I'm like, what? You what? And my man's come over to me to say, you need to stay away from her, and I've gone, yeah, but you're now closer to me than I was to her in the first place.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, you know, like,
how's that going to work?
You've been safe. Sorry.
How's that going to work when the police or the military are trying to detain you because of coronavirus and they're not supposed to be anywhere near you? It's fucking brilliant.
I mean, this is where we're at. Like you've been saying all night, and all the more cleverer people that can speak better than me, who I think exactly the same, you know, as all these people and yourself think, and that, like, what the, this is, you know, so tuned into mainstream and whatever they're saying and whatever they're doing,
What is this?
you know, like, oh, well, mainstream says, you know, and mainstream does, and then you've got Doris Daycare there, like, spouting some, like, proper authoritarian or Orwellian speak about, like, you must stay inside and I advise you and all that. Like, mate, listen, the more you say that, the more I'm going to go against the grain. See in a bit, you know? It just makes no sense to me, and I mean, go on, mate, sorry, I keep interrupting.
No, I'm just getting distracted here. I'm looking here at Birmingham. It looks as if all the Rangers fans are in one bus or something and descending upon Birmingham Airport. Look at that. Rangers. Oh, it's disappeared. It's disappeared just as I said that. Oh no, it's back. Somebody go and stab the tyres on that bus or whatever it is.
I mean,
why does it say Rangers? It should say Sevco. Shouldn't it say Rangers? It should say Sevco, established in 2012. Oh dear.
Isn't it amazing though where we've found ourselves where, I mean, again, where we've got one of my bestest friends ever in my life, right? Is you don't watch mainstream media, so you don't understand what's going on. Like, that's the whole reason I don't watch mainstream media, because I don't follow the pattern to what everyone is talking about. It's just, you know, people's so. Hang on, here one sec. So, say I've not got a mask on, and everyone else has got a mask on, and that you like, right? But you breathe in the same air. It's not like air is in blocks and separated in kind of different blocks. It's all the same air.
That's right.
So it doesn't make no difference whether or not you're stood over there and I'm stood over here and you've got a mask on. It's the same air you're going to breathe at the end of the day. and sorry, man, I don't want to bore you, like, you know what I mean?
No, I'm just losing track. I'm just losing track of the point.
Well, my point is, man. My point is, right? Like the whole place is the same air.
Uh-huh.
So it makes no difference as to blocks of air are not contained.
No, as I say, we know
So
that
it's not.
we know that they're talking bollocks, but it's just more intriguing to me about what's actually going on, you know, and where it's going to end up. So, you know, their wee official stories are utter shite, as always, you know. But as I say, the intriguing parts for me are how things are going to unravel in the future. Yeah.
Well, it's going to unravel in a very, very strange different way. But anyway, listen, man. Oops. Right, listen. I'll get off anyway, man. I don't want to bore you and let my man come on in it for a bit.
No worries, mate. No worries.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on. Anyway, appreciate it. Oh, man.
No bother,
Respect,
Matthew.
you know.
Cheers, bud. Cheers for
All right,
coming.
man. All right, take care, man.
Cheers, bud.
Bye bye.
Are you back?
I was feeling kind of guilty. I don't know. First, I love your videos and the interviews. They are amazing. Your interviews on the street with people, that was good.
Uh-huh.
You are the best troll breaker that I ever seen, because they come out and mess with you. You're doing well. So I was feeling kind of guilty. Maybe this history of the flat earth and all of this, we're pushing too hard and they are responding. This is a possibility, right?
Well, that's it. You know, for me, we're waking up to all sorts, and the priority is not to have us questioning the room. You know, that being the earth. You know, we can all argue and be divided with each other in regards to the concepts and the ideas of society and ways of living and ethics and morality and yada yada. But as long as we don't question the room, as soon as we start,
wasn't it? It's not our fault, right? Because the boat simply doesn't go over the curvature. It's not my fault. I was just there, and that's amazing.
That's it. It's not my fault if people tell lies and then I can, you know, tear the lies
Yeah.
apart. It's not my fault, you know. But it's not your fault either.
So people are talking about, it is the Agenda 21, the Advance 21. Oh, they're gonna implement the New World Order and all of this, but we don't know what is the next move. 5 months ago, nobody was expecting a pandemic. No one was expecting. So they are certain cards that we didn't see yet.
Yeah. Exactly. That's why people should just remain vigilant and clear so that they can deal with whatever comes their direction, you know. But one thing's for sure, never anticipate it with fear, because these people have got fuck all other than your fear, you know. As soon as you refuse to give them your fear, they've not got anything.
Yeah, this is scary. I go out to buy some bread, right? In the bread shop. I don't know, I think it's bakery they call. And they shot alcohol in my hands, and I pick the bread with alcohol in my hands. And there is a lot of people inside the bakery, and I walk through those people like Moses opened the Red Sea. No one is touching anyone. No one is looking to anyone. It's just the fear and the panic and taking out. And in Brazil, imagine it for a second. Someone came to you to talk about this coronavirus, and you say, well, I make my research. I don't think the virus even exists. Imagine that for a second. You are taken as completely crazy, and they look at you like you are a killer or something.
Yeah. Well, it's the same with anything. If you go against anybody's beliefs, you know, look at it in the last 5 years with the globe thing. You know, they look at you as if you're the devil, you know, or some abnormal, you know, person that has to be dealt with. It's always the same. When you question people's beliefs about anything, they don't like it.
Yeah, but now I think it's even worse, because they don't say in the media that you're gonna kill someone if you think they're flat, right?
Yeah.
But with this virus, they are they weaponize
Yep,
our thoughts.
that's it.
They weaponize our thoughts.
Yep, they can witch hunt, you know, and they can make people disappear. Oh, they refused the vaccines and yada yada. So
That's coming. Yeah. The vaccination campaign is coming. That's definitely the next step. So, but I still thinking for what they are doing this and why now. This is $1 million question.
well, you need to keep your livestock where you know they are, you know, in case the livestock decide that they're going to leave the field, you know. But as I say, I don't know exactly what the future holds, man. But I'll be keeping my eyes on it with excitement, no fear.
We saw that this idea of an invisible virus and gonna infect you and all of those movies and everything, TV series, they plant this idea on our minds long time ago. That's a serious problem because people saw that in movies and TV series and everything, and now they believe it. That there's possible an invisible enemy. They are saying we have a common enemy, right? We have the common enemy. The common enemy is who is doing this.
Mm-hmm.
The enemy is us now.
Exactly. It's people that give their attention to it and buy into it.
It's really scary. Crazy times we are living.
Yeah.
And I'm still facing the biggest problem is a poor country in a third world they call. We live, in the extremities of the earth. I am closer to Antarctica than you, so I don't know. Here, everything is more difficult. We have politicians fighting against the virus, fighting. There are politicians that are defending that this is not serious, and they are being ostracized by the people in the media. So it's really a word, a global they call a global problem, this virus. But the problem is the Earth is not a globe. They forgot this part.
I know. But they're still throwing it in every time they talk across the globe. How can you go across the globe? There's no going across the globe. You need to go around. But they're constantly throwing it in. Sorry, I'm just.
Oh, that's a good one. I never thought about that. That's a good one.
I'm just having a look at this flight tracking thing again.
Oh yeah, and the flat Earth community here in Brazil, even with all those trolls and everything in the media making a mockery of the topic,
Yeah.
we grow too much.
Yeah,
There is too much. Brazil is flat. I can say that for sure.
I was going to ask you that. How is that topic in Brazil? What's the?
Well, in the beginning was kind of hard to find people talking about. I try make some videos, but I'm not good in making videos. And by the time the media kind of kidnap the idea and make a mockery on the TV, that was happening.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lawrence, how you doing?
Not bad, mate. Sorry, I didn't mean to butt in. I was just
No, it's all right.
is the other guy still talking or?
He's still here. He's I don't know if he was finished. He's went on mute.
Did I cut him off by joining in?
No, he's still here.
Oh yeah, cool. Sorry, mate. Cool. Carry on. I'll just wait
No,
till
you're
you.
all right, mate. How's it going?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Long time.
I know. I was going to say that.
Yeah. The first time I seen you live in a year. Is yeah, I've been living in a van. Well, sleeping in a van anyway.
Aye.
So I've had limited access to yeah.
How's that been? How's
Well, it's
that?
been good. I mean, I've been staying at where I work, you know, just sleeping at the back of my job at the tennis club. So, yeah, not bad. It's, thinking, you know, it's been cheap.
Good. Good.
Yeah. Good to see, man. Shitload's been going through my mind lately. I mean, it's, you know, I'm sure everybody, but we just started full lockdown last night at midnight, and something I've been thinking about is like, you know, for me, less than 4 years, but for you and some others, maybe 5, getting on 6 years, have sort of woken up to the top of the shape of the earth, you know,
Yeah.
and the fuckery there. It just I've been wondering whether they've been using that, whether it's been rolled out or not, partially, who knows. But if there was a test of all tests to see what sort of control or mind, how retarded the populace are.
Yeah.
You know, in the scenario I sort of think of as a, you know, if someone's a piece of shit that's got a girlfriend and they just, or the other way around, and they just play around on that person the whole time, and then someone tells that person, oh, what's his name? He's cheating on you, you know, and just to, you know, to see what sort of control, and that person, and then be showing photos of someone kissing, the person kissing the other person, they're like, no, you know, there's just, he wouldn't do that to me, you know, sort of thing. And I mean, I've seen this in real life anyway, you know, but, and then that person would know how much control they've got over that partner, because, you know, and I've just wondered all this, and recently thinking that, you know, if that was a great test for them, or whether it was, you know, made or not.
Exactly, mate.
And then that they know, wow, we've got these people.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, because as much of us have woken up to it,
Oh, aye.
there's still very much the minority, right?
Yeah.
And
you're spot on with that, mate. Obviously, I mean, you see it here. You know, you're watching a guy like Boris Johnson, you know, on mainstream TV, telling people that they've to behave like this, stand 2 meters apart, yada yada, and you've got people out in the street actually, you know, conforming to those demands. And as you say, you can see the wry kind of smile on their face, like, you know, guys like Boris Johnson, like, I mean, it's fucking pathetic. So I agree with you totally. It's like a test to see, you know, how deeply have we got the Stockholm bond, this Stockholm syndrome, how bonded are they to hanging on our every word, and telling them absurdities and the contradictions, like, oh, we'll shut this place, you're not allowed to do this, but you can go shopping where people congregate. You can, I mean, it's, and you've got police and other people walking down the street 2 by 2, side by side. You know, none of that's applying to any of these people, but it's just like a test to see who actually conforms to the demand. You know, it's fucking pathetic.
well, the threats are rolling out. I mean, they've, you know, at first they sugarcoat it just to ease you into it. So it's not all too much of a shock in one hit, you know. But now they're ramping up the threats with enforcement. I've heard. Well, I haven't been out on the streets yet, but I'm going to go for a walk. But I don't know when I'll be able to see my kids again, because they're over the other side. I'm staying over the North Shore now, and because I had to choose, you know, unless I didn't want to stay with the ex, you know. But I mean, I've heard through people at the club, the president of our tennis club, he's a very rich man, and he's got he hears things through governments and stuff, and apparently they've got the Navy on road patrol. And so, boy, you know, who knows? I mean, she's threatening the New Zealand Prime Minister. Look, I don't know if you see the cheekbones on this thing later. I don't know. Anyway, but but she's saying, oh, you will be fined and quarantined, you know, if you're caught
Yeah.
not by the rules. But one other thing I wanted to say, Dale, was you know, like, you know, when I was a kid, I mean, you're slightly younger than me, but pretty much, you know, you probably remember the 80s well enough. And I mean, it wasn't even that long ago. It was only sort of 20 years ago that you know, everything used to be, I mean, if there was a, you know, a big event on or sporting event or something, you know, it was always referred to as worldwide,
Yeah.
you know, not fucking global.
No.
Everything else global.
I know.
You know?
I know.
And that's why I won't use these fucking words, you know, because it just reinforces the fucking doctrine, you know, and then, you know, it also, and what, so if someone mentions, oh, you know, it's not a globe, you know, oh, fucking shoot it, you know, sort of shit I've put up with over the fucking last few years, you know, and something that goes along with it to me, the same sort of psychology is how people say, oh, the video, oh, how it's gone viral, you know, it's gone viral. Well, there's nothing fucking viral about some fancy new fucking bullshit video that someone's done. And then I've been experiencing, sorry, I've been experiencing the same thing lately. If I suggest for a second that there's actually no proof that viruses actually exist, I've been getting worse responses than the fucking shape of the earth topic, man. Exactly. Because this on viral thing, viral, sorry.
No, but you're right there, because you touched on something that, you know, profound for me. It is viral, because that is viral is in regards to information, whether it be good, bad, misinformation, disinformation. It is a virus that in that sense, and that's what we're seeing, because the coronavirus is exactly that. It's a virus that's spread through the psychology of people, you know, through the mind, exactly. You know, and your point again, it used to be that, you know, the four corners of the world, across the pond, all around the world, you know, and everything, even the radio here, it's global this and global radio and global network and fucking globe. They can't say it enough fucking times, you know, and I'm sick of moron celebrities and sports personalities repeating these mantric statements and coming on the TV with their fucking rehearsed demeanour as if they're authority and somehow together. It's just fucking pathetic. It really is pathetic.
Yeah, mate. You know, you probably heard of Sonny Bill Williams, right?
Who?
Sonny Bill Williams.
Who's that?
Sonny Bill. Oh, hey, but it's good to know you fucking haven't heard of it. Over here, he's a fucking god. You know, he's a league star, and then he's an All Black, and you know, and he's an absolute sporting legend, you know. But he keeps popping up, and you know, people like that, you know, Sonny Bill's saying take this virus very seriously, you know, like he's got his kids, you know, he's sitting there, they're just fucking numpties that will say whatever they're told to say to just to reinforce, you know. Like,
that's it.
With the celebrities too, right? There's a lot of celebrities that are saying the same thing.
Yeah. And it's always the same, because a celebrity just wants to be relevant and fulfill their self-importance. So they'll just play up to the mainstream narrative so that they can glean some attention from it, you know, and put themselves in the spotlight. Because it's always for their own fucking selfish gain. They don't have a fucking clue what it is they're actually talking about, but they're quite willing to go in there with all sincerity and certain demeanours as if they've researched it and they're in the know, and they just don't have a fucking clue. I'm sick of it. It's the same here. You get, you know, there's a Scottish football thing I watch, and these guys are the thick as two short fucking planks, and they're on there trying to be all sincere and morbid and thoughtful, and you're like, fuck off. Do you know what I mean?
Just reading their scripts, mate, what they've been told. They probably had it written on them.
But some of them don't even have the script. It's just that aspect of trying to be, you know, the upstanding citizen. I'm a sports personality. The majority of them don't even need to be actually in on it with a script. They just fulfill these positions because of their own fucking selfish, needs or whatever it is. You know, but I'm so self-important, you know, it's just fucking annoying. I don't even have the words to describe them. They fucking irritate me. And it's people like that perpetuate it and solidify it, you know, within the society, because all different people are looking at these celebrities and being influenced by them, you know, because they think that because they're a celebrity they're somehow more intelligent. I mean, what the fuck? Yeah.
The thing is, I've heard you say before, and I think you fucking right on the head, mate, when you say things like they are well ahead of us in terms of knowing knowing human psychology, right?
Yeah.
They know how to fucking affect us, man.
Well,
And it's when you become awake to the shit yourself and you start looking at how other people are just so fucking weak-minded.
Yeah.
You know, it's just fuck, man. It's living in a fucking hell, man.
Aye. It's because
I think last time I spoke to you, I just sort of broken up with your girlfriend and stuff after just, you know, trying, you know, it's so hard and stuff, and goodness me, man, yeah, it's, you know, you just can't.
Most of the people, yes, most of the people, they listen and repeat the information of the mainstream media. They don't even have a debate with you about what it is. They just repeat what the media are saying. There is a virus, it's gonna kill everybody. They are not open to debate. And if you say something against the mainstream media, now you are spreading the virus, you're gonna kill the elders. They are using the elders, oh my god, they are using the elders to scare us.
Yep.
No one's gonna kill the elder, right? No one.
Yeah.
The thing is, you know, you can present whatever, like, let's come back, it doesn't matter, this topic of the virus or the topic of the shape of the earth, you can present someone, like, Dale knows more than anyone. You can present someone with actual physics, you know,
Yeah.
actual, you know, undisputable proof of something, but they don't want to, you know. Oh no, like my dad, who's a pro bugger, I may not see him, he could die very soon, you know, but he's had dementia and stuff, and he's physically and mentally pretty fucked, but, you know, when I try and talk to him about it when I go visit him, you could almost see, like in a cartoon sense, he's overheating, you know, like, oh, you know, like, no, I know it's a globe because I see the sun come up and go over us every day, and I say, Dad, can you see your logic here? You know it's a globe because you see the sun. And you know, you could almost like, it's gonna blow, you know, like I just think of these cartoon sort of scenarios, you know, and that's some people's brains, how they're working, they're overheating.
Yeah.
They're about to fucking blow, you know, like they can't, yeah. So, yeah, it's the world we're living in.
I know, mate. I know.
Yeah, that was very difficult. I took my girlfriend to a trip on a plane. I already said to that the record was flat. He didn't believe it. She didn't believe it, of course. And we fly on the plane and we go to the beach and I'm showing to her, look, the fucking water is flat and we are on the sky and was flat. What do you want to see the reality in front of your eyes? And my English is terrible. She's still on the fence about the shape of the earth, and she believes in the virus too, obviously.
That's another thing, actually, I'd like to touch on it, which really kind of cuts deep, is that I know people that, like my best mate, my colleague, for example, I might have mentioned to you ages ago, Dale, he knows about the shape of the earth bullshit, and there's other people too that you know, but then they buy straight into, they still are taking what the media says is fucking, you know, gospel. What the fuck's wrong with you, man? Like they've lied about probably, as far as I'm concerned, the biggest thing that they could ever lie about is where we live.
Yeah.
And yet, still trusting what they say on the fucking box, man. What the fuck? And yeah, and just one more thing that I wanted to say was, you know, I'll tell you what though, I've become known as that coach at Mount Eden Tennis Club. Oh yeah, there's a coach there. He's one of those flat earthers, you know. Yeah, he thinks the fucking earth, you know. And a number of kids, you know, that I know sort of, you know, that I have a little, some of these rich kids, fucking think they're fucking intellectuals, the private schools and stuff, and that they're so, they think they're sciences. But you know what? I've had a number of people of all ages, some teenagers, come up to me very quietly and say, "I think you're right." They're very quietly. No one's got the fucking balls to do anything about it.
Yeah.
But I have had a number of people, and I've heard Gav talk about it as well, that there are a lot of people out there that fear of ridicule, that won't, and
Yeah, they've got to protect their interests, mate. In some cases it's understandable and I can sympathise with it, but it doesn't make it right, But as I get that as well, people in the quiet giving a nod or acknowledging because they're scared of the peer pressure, which is always the influence. It's like childhood schoolyard mentality where you've got this 1% of bully type mind that everybody has the Stockholm syndrome for, and they're scared to speak out against or say anything different because of being chastised and ejected from the group. It's always the same. But quietly, as more and more people speak to each other, on the undergrowth, eventually that will come to the surface. And once people realise that it's safe to do so, they will come out and speak about it. But as I said a long time ago, Lawrence, and you'll remember it, it's not going to happen overnight. It's got to happen through a period of time and constantly being at it. And right now, we're up against it even more so with this huge fucking distraction, So
that's the thing that has been quite worrying and very sickening to me lately, is because I think that they know that snowball. It's slow. We know it's not happening as fast as we'd like it to, but the thing is, it is happening, and it's only going to go one way. But people aren't going to. It's not going to go away, and it's only going to be going bigger in time, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, we know they're not going to.
We are the virus. We are the virus. The flat earthers. We are the virus. The real virus.
They're not going to hand over the keys to this place, right? No. And they can't even allow. They will not be able to allow it to even get close to half the populace. No way. That's way too risky. So right now, what they're implementing is full military, right? So the Navy on the roads, blah blah. What's to come? The tanks, these videos that have been seen overseas, all the fucking the tanks and shit, diggers even gonna come rolling in. Who knows? But so they probably know we need to act. And who knows what they're up to right now, but it's quite worrying times because I do think that they know that they've got to fucking shut down, because in time they'll lose their military and everything, that people will work out that they're full of shit.
Yeah.
They won't be able to use them. They'll have no weaponry, People will say, no, here's the gun, I'll lay down my fucking guns. I'm not hurting these people. I'm with them, So they have to act. Like I say, they're not going to hand over the keys to this place, and they can't even come close to losing control. That they won't. Well before it becomes a majority, They're gonna. So who knows what this is, leading into?
That's it, mate.
I heard sometimes the authorities saying they want to flatten the curve. Did you hear that?
Yep. Heard it so many times.
Oh, we flat the curve for real. We flat the curve for real.
Yeah. Right. I've heard that statement a few times now. Flattening the curve.
We flat the curve for real. You can bet on that.
That's it. Listen, guys, I'm going to get off now. Good to see you, mate.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, mate. You too.
Glad you're well.
Thanks, man. Peace.
There's heaps I wanted to tell you over time, but I'll just watch the reruns when I can, and sometimes days later. And so thanks a lot, buddy.
Well, nice one, buddy. Cheers for coming on. Glad you're all right. Good man.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers, bud. Give us a shout anytime, buddy. All right.
Cheers, mate. I'll flick you an email sometime. Yeah.
Nice one. Good man. Cheers, guys.
Yeah.
Cheers. Right, we quick look here. There's a couple at Heathrow now with no call sign. Still no activity in Scotland. Where else have we got? What have we got here at Crawley? We've got fucking leader 10, Works 29, leader 3, that's at Gatwick. Let's see what else we've got here. Let me see. Fuck me, that's some amount of traffic. Right. Shut that down now. Right. Cheers everybody. It's your fault, Chris. I'll be fucking checking that out all the time. Right, people. I'll see you very soon. Take it easy.